Hi, everybody. I want to welcome everybody back towards. What's all right. I want to welcome everybody out back from our three week vacation, in which I took upon myself, which I am deeply sorry. Right now, I am laying on the floor so that I could sit up, so I could sit up and read you guys a story. And since I am so happy about this video because it is my 50th video of this channel, which is I'm excited, and you guys are freaking awesome. I got 23. Yeah, I remember when I used to only have one. That was awesome to think that someone actually subscribed to me, and because they like me for some reason, I like you guys. And I wanted to do something special for you guys today, and well, what's special with doing a re-upload on a story that I did a very long time ago that I got suggested by a friend from school. He told me to read Rocket to Insanity by Twilight Surgeon Sparkle, and then I should read it and take a look at it, and which is hopefully was awesome. And I read it, and God forbid it was awesome, except a little gory, which hopefully you guys didn't find as much. And why am I just rambling? Anyway, since I tried to upload one of the episodes, VV3 episode, or part 3 if you will, I tried uploading it and it got corrupted, and which I had to delete it. And well, being my 50th video, I said, sure, why not just me do it again? And this time I will do something special with it. I am gonna read the entire thing like this, so that you guys could, I don't know, see me. You probably won't, but hell, I'm sure gonna be reading it, and I'm gonna be reading it in my British voice, so that it will help me read it better, so I won't fuck up as much. Because I don't have recording software. I am using Movie Maker. I am rich. I'm poor. Yeah. That being said, I just for 23 bros. Yep, yep, yeah. Cool, man. And I'm gonna enjoy this video. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my YouTube career, and I'm gonna enjoy you guys. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. It's always awesome to have new people into my life. And check me up on the Facebooks on Facebook forward/nightderlock, because that's who I am, if you didn't know. And that's so you guys could communicate and talk to me, because I'm on there because I have no life. I'm in the moment looking for a job, and you guys would be awesome. So I could pay for like more stuff, because I need more stuff. Who doesn't need stuff? I would just like to make a blog one day, or a vlog, talk like this a lot, and yeah, never get to the story. Anyway, I will start it right now. I am so happy. I'm a little, not like, but I'm just so happy. Anyway, I got the story here, and I'm gonna commence reading it after water. See, story will never begin. Mm. All right, get comfortable. It's gonna be a long read. Rocket to Insanity, a story inspired by Sergeant Sparkle's cupcake fanfiction. Well, also, it wasn't made by Sergeant Sparkles. Sergeant Sparkles was actually the creator of cupcakes, in which I will read one day when I hit 100 videos. That's gonna be my 100 video special. Warning. This work of fanfiction contains material that may be sensitive to some retas, murder, gore, and death. Your description is advised. There is evil within the hearts of all ponies. Such is the balance of nature. Good can only be prevented for so long before evil musters its forces and seizes upon the heart twitching friendship into war, loyalty into dissent, and kindness unto, into unadoptable hate. Unknown author, Article 622 BL. And I just want to say one quick thing. I have not read for a very long time, so I am bound to fuck up so much. But you guys don't care. You only care because I'm sexy. Ah! 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 The freaking scream! From the story. Anyway, screams echoed through the cloud places of Rainbow Dash's home. The fillies st- startled wide awake in the cold sweat. Terror strung through her veins. Nightmares. Again. The seventh time this month. And it would always be the same one. The one with the cupcakes. Flashes of memory latched through her head, wings being hacked off, then ripped from their sockets. Needles plunged into her beating heart, adrenaline injected into her body to keep her awake and alert as the torture went on. The smell of her own flesh cooking, the sight of her own blood and gore spilling from her surgically encased belly. This mismatch behind her terror toying with those glistening organs like they were party favors. She knew in her heart that Pinkie Pie would never be capable of doing such a gruesome act, but the thought didn't have to make the dream any less vivid. The Pegasus pony sobbed openly, curling up in her blanket and rocking back and forth as her body trembled with fear. She hadn't told any pony about the dream, about the lightning feeling of steel piercing flesh and blade cutting bones. Her work had suffered because of the constant night terrors, the nightmares being so powerful that she was simply afraid to go back to sleep. Some nights staying up altogether in an attempt to stave off the horrors for just one more night. And every pony wondered why she spent most of her day napping in the open, in the daylight. Because in the shining brilliance of the sun, it was the only way she could actually rest. But even then, the black clutches of her fear-addling subconscious had begun to creep even into the relative safety, following her through the dream world. Dash whimpered as tears streaked down her face, staining the fur of her cheeks as wide eyes drained around the darkening sanctity of her room, scenery of her room. Heart pounding on her chest and became breathe came before hiccuping sobs. Her wings clinging tight against her form as paranoia began to clutch at the edges of her mind. Shadows lurched and moved in her peripheral vision. Routine nature, Noises became distorted and echoing within her mind as adrenaline surged through her shivering form. This wasn't healthy. Her mind was slowly breaking under the horrors of her subconscious mind. Things that no pony should ever have the slightest thought about, chipping away at her psyche. She was starting to crack. Rainbow Dash? Rainbow Dash? Hey, has any pony seen Rainbow Dash around? Applejack trotted through the streets of Ponyville, looking high and low for the town's resident speed star pony. Bystanders just shook their head and shrugged. Horse feathers. Figures that pony anywhere till seen when you really need her. The town, the the cow pony sighed and continued on through town. Hoofbeats kicking up dust as she looked to the sky for the Pegasus pony. Cars darned it, Rainbow Dash. Where in the wide world of Equestria are you? A long yawn from the branches of a tree behind her met her answer. The pony in question, dripping a head down, a gaze at Applejack from an upside down position. What, Applejack? What is it that is so important that you got to interrupt my napping? The western pony stamped a hoof on the ground, scowling at the Pegasus. Now, you know just why I'm making a fuss in finding you. You said you were gonna bring over a little rainstorm for the crops at Sweet Apple Acres nearly 2 hours ago. Instead, I find you out here in a tree snoozing, your little behind off. Dash gave a groan, slipping out of the tree and landing on her hooves, shaking her head. She looked more disturbed, ah, disturbed than usual. Her mane a mess, dark bags under her eyes from many a sleepless nights. She looked pale, sickly almost, yet still tried to air of it, put on an air of cheerfulness. She hadn't a yawn before giving a dismissed wave to Appleyard. Yeah, keep your saddle on. I'll get to it right now. Sorry, and stuff. As the Pegasus pony turned and spread her wings to take off, Applejack tilted her head to the side and gave a little frown. Uh, Dash? You feeling okay? You look a little, under the weather. Dash shrugged her shoulders as she gave her wings a little flap. I'm fine. Was the only response from the Pegasus. The cow pony behind her stepped forward, giving Dash's side a little nudge with her snout. You sure about? She was cut off by the Pegasus suddenly jerking away from Applejack, darting up into the air as her eyes went wide. Don't touch me. I'm fine. Honest. Just. She nearly spilled the beans right then and there, but refrained. She couldn't take the chance that the other pony might think different of her because she was being scared out of her mind every night by some stupid nightmare. Her body gave a little shiver as Applejack looked on with concern. I, um, I mean, I gotta go. Before Applejack could say anything further, Dash was off like a rocket towards Sweet Apple Acres, leaving the cow pony to just scratch her head in confusion. That girl ain't right. Another terror-filled night, Dash lay curled upon the floor of her cloud house. Blank- Blankets swatted around her shivering form. It was worse this time. She had been she has been flayed open, set upon the dining table of the pink earth pony as it um, as fluids uh, as slabs of her own meat, dripping with her fluids, with stretch of her own flanks, served to all of her friends, herself still somehow alive enough to be aware of the entire situation. Hearing the laughter and the devour her as hearing the laughter as they devour her living form, as fork and knife dug into her innards, tearing her apart. She was nothing more than a slab of meat for her friends' enjoyment. Hiccups punched through heavy sobs as the Pegasus pony clutched at her head. The visions of her nightmares have been visiting immigrant upon her ingrated within her memory. Every, every horrible detail, from the fury pain of reddened flesh to the sickening sound of innards being torn and ripped off of her belly, was cast in vivid description. She winced as her leg curled tightly upon the floor, sniffing as tears glistened from her eyes. Just leave me alone. Why won't you leave me alone? She hiccuped, rocking back and forth. I I don't deserve this. Just stay out. Just stay out of my head. Get out of my head, please. Get out of my head. Fear turned into anger. Dash, beating her hooves against her temples. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! She whimpered openly, grinned her, grind, grind her forehead against the floor of her room, hooves pounding and pounding at her head, brushing the flesh as pent up frustration and sleep deprivation entered in an agonizing stream of rage and sorrow. Another day, another crack at the window. Every pony has noticed it. It was in the way she walked, the way she talked. Her body language screamed it. Gone was Rainbow Dash, that cheerful, brash speed star, replaced by some hollow shell. She drafted aimlessly over Ponyville as weeks of interrupted sleep had taken its toll upon her. All of her friends knew that something was up, but none of them knew exactly what to do. She had punished she had pushed them away when they tried to confront her, lashing out like a wounded animal any time they tried to console her or plead her to get help. Too headstrong, some would say. Too proud, others still. But none of them realized the gravity of the situation until that one fateful day, the day that Rainbow Dash finally snapped. It had been an unseasonably warm spring day in Ponyville. Every pony was out enjoying the tempered weather, from foils to colts, and then some. As every pony went about their business, Lyra and Bonbon chatting it up beneath their usual table in the cafe. Applejack selling the finest harvest from sweet apple acres, as Pony lined up for their ruby delectables, and written the candy corner. Pinkie Pie was busy darting to and from in the kitchen, baking up a stone. She glanced at the clock every now and then, frowning each time before the bell to the door finally rang open. A hanged, a haggard-looked Rainbow Dash entered the shop. Rainbow, you're finally here. Oh, I've been so worried about you. Yes, I know. Leave me alone. I know. I'm trying. Oh, what? What? I've been so worried about you. You've been all mopsy dopsy, so I thought I'd ask you to come visit me so I can make you feel extra sugar special and cheer you up. But then you didn't show up when I thought you were going to, and I was all sad that you were going to stay cooped up in your house all day. But then you came in, and now you're here, and now we can have some fun. I know. The best that I could do. Fuck yeah. I love the place. Yeah. Had some fun. Dash merely looked at her blankly before shaking her head and stumbling forward. Whatever, Pinky. What did you want me here for? The energetic earth pony bounced about the kitchen, over towards one of the many ovens of the candy corner, before pulling the door down, reaching reaching in and pulled out a tray of puffy, fluffy cupcakes, with a generous slapping of icing upon them. She spun around, grinning wildly as she showed the baked goods off to Dash. I made you cupcakes! Dang, yes. 23 minutes, not bad. Dash pale, Dash paled. Mind flashbacks back to the earliest of those nightmares, the most vivid, the most intense. A tray of cupcakes, tasting it, find, finding motor skills rapidly deteriorating, stumbling as her body shut down under the effects of some unknown drug. Pinkie Pie loomed over her with a trademark grin, eyes gleaming as the world damped around her. And here it was, happening for real life. For real. Visions became haze as the world began to spin around her. The pony stumbled backwards and shook her head, whispering under her breath, No, 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 no. She backed up, eyes wide with fear as she shook her head violently. looked around frantically for a way out. Any way out. The window? The door? No. No! I don't want 'em! I'm gonna let you. Let me out of here! Let me out of here! Pinky nearly tilted her head to the side quizzically, questioningly, setting the tray down and lifting a few of the cakes out of the out of the planting out and planting them, bouncing over to the out over to the shivering Rainbow Dash and offering the plate to the Pegasus. Dash stared at them. They were the same color, same kind. Run! A voice in her head said. Run! Run, you idiot! Run! A hoof flashed out, smacking the pile of Pinkie Pie's plate out of Pinkie Pie's hooves. I said I don't want them! I know what you're doing. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work. Pinkie Pie frowned at the discarded cupcakes. But in typical Pinkie fashion, she just shrugged and went about cleaning them up, humming to herself. Maybe you don't like avocado icing. That's okay. I made plenty more so we can make some to your liking. Is that okay, Rainbow? Dash? She glared back. The Pegasus, the pony letting out panic whimpering noises. Eyes fixed on the pony before her. Pupils nearly pin pickles as fear and adrenaline crossed through her veins. She was pinned between Pinkie and the wall behind her. Chest having with heavy gasp. Her sleep deprivation, horror-filled mind played the signs for her nightmare over and over again. Of the saw reading through flesh, cutting through bone. Run. Get away! Scalpel piercing her breast, dragging through her flesh down her groin, flying her open like some sick sort of pantra move. Just get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Seen a long time friend, but a horrific, sadific butcher. Do something! And then she saw it. The shining, sharp protractor just sitting there on the table next to her. The voice within her mind whispered to her like a seductive lover, sounding so wrong, but so right at the same time. Kill her. That was worse. Oh yeah, sexy voice. Kill her. Or kill her. That's better. 29 minutes. Let me set up. Dash hesitated. Part of her wanted to scream, another to run. But yet another consisted the request. Kill her before she kills you. Her mind was a metal storm of conflicting thoughts. The Pegasus feeling sick to her stomach, weak in the knees. the best of her own heart, the beat of her own heart pounding within her head. Take the knife. She stared at it, hoof slowly stretching out, trembling as parts of her still worried, still tried to reason. Take it. Take the knife. Tears streamed down her face as her hooves hovered above the handle of the two-turned weapon, as if the last frayed strands of her sanity knew what was happening, knew that it was fighting a battle it was going to lose. Whoops. Take it, or take it. She snatched it up, holding it in front of her and Pinkie Pie with shaking hooves. Her ears played back against her head, hiccuping between sobs. Just leave me alone, please, Pinkie Pie. Just leave me alone. Pinkie Pie looked at the knife between wedged by her friend for the moment, before giggling and bouncing over towards Dash, whose heart sank as the filly rapidly approached. Oh, Dash, you silly filly. You got me good with that one. Never one never one to turn down an opportunity to prank, huh? She didn't think. Her body acted on its own. Aghast, Pinkie Pie looking thundershock as Dash had frozen in mid-strike. The silvery blade of the knife dripping with red ichor. Pinkie Pie brought a hoop up to her cheek, dabbing at the wide cut. Look at what her own blood-stained hoof. Dash? What? I told you to stay away. Why couldn't you just stay away? Kill her. No! She's my friend. I can't. I, I kill her until hurting will stop. Please, Pinkie, run, just run. Oh God, please don't make me do this. Kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her. What happened next was a blur. The memories fuzzed in Dash's mind as Pinkie Pie tried to make sense of the situation attacked upon her person. Dash let out a chilling mix between a wail and a scream, catching the earth pony off guard as the blade darted forward, slashing through her neck, severing veins and artery as a gout of crimson issued forth from the world wound. Shock and surprise, regret, I just lost it. Registrated on Pinkie Pie's face as she gulped, blood hemorrhaging from that wound, stunning her pink fur with the red hue of her life essence. Again and again, that silver blade. I'm shaking! I'm fucking shaking! Holy crap! And again, that silver blade struck out. Dash, speed not, resisted to her fight as she plunged that blade into the filly before and repaired at at rapid pace. So I'm, I'm shaking. I'm actually shaking. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. What the fuck? Dash speed not reduced in her fight as she plunged that blade into the filly behold at rapid pace, sobbing hysterically as she called the. I just read the same thing twice. Squirming and failing filly up through breast, through bone. Pinkie Pie struggled slowly flayed as her blood was spilled onto the floor of the Candy Corner's kitchen, pulling pulling around her, splattering the Pegasus atop her with the half-red fluid. Just leave me alone! She screamed down, fear turning to rage. You gotta just leave me! Go away! Could you? You just couldn't keep. You had to keep coming back. Pinkie's struggles grew weaker and weaker, her eyes wide with terror as tears streamed down her face. Vast, frozen in the mix of fear and agonish. What did she do? Was it the icing? Did she use salt instead of sugar? Why? As those slowly gazing eyes stared up at Dash, the sorry, I'm fucking word. The strikes of the blade grew slower and the strikes of the blade grew slower and slower. The Pegasus finally plunging the impalement deep into Pinkie's chest, bearing through, spearing through the filly's heart, ending her party once and for all. Dash, heavy for breath, limbs shaking as she looked down upon her handiwork. Blood stained her fur and feathers, painting her a deep crimson. Wearing the life force of her firmer friend like some macabre outfit. She sobbed, letting out a wail of anguish as she realized the gravity of what she had just done. Arms wrapped around her and butchered around the butchered filly. Dash holding the still warm corpse of her friend tight. No, 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 no! I did it! Oh, Celestia! Oh, what have I done? What did I do? Dash's body shot of her as her chest heaved with each gut-wrenching cry of anguish. Suddenly, letting go of Pinky's body and letting out an ear-piercing screech of terror as she looked at her own hooves. Blood and viscera coat them, dripping down through her fur. The scene sights of a horror movie laid before her eyes. She scattered backward, spilling in the pool of blood of her own creation, slamming cheek first into the pile of gore before finally gaining purchase and dragging herself over against the furthest well from Pinky's still form, her stomach mortifying on her, and she impied and its conscience under the floor next to her. Her mind raced through running a mile a minute as she hiccuped wide. Terror-filled eyes stared at the scene made by her own hooves. Murder. She had committed murder. No one of her own friends. It was unheard of. Any pony had murdered another in hundreds of years. Voices within her mind clawed and whispered to her. The word spinning around her as time seemed to stand still for her. The last vestige of her sanity being plucked apart, one by one, until that final thread finally snapped. Hooves grasped at her head, muttering her rainbow-colored mane down with blood and nectar. The Pegasus rocking back and forth in the blood kitchen as a crazed grin spread across her muzzle, humming disjointfully to herself. And the ghostly snapped at the spooky dashed through her head back, curling, curling legs against her chest, and four limbs wrapped around them. Psycho, laughing, issued forth from the speedstar Pegasus as her world shattered around her psyche, and still broken and splintered. Ah, that's the end. I'm done. I'm fucking shaking. Nah, I was shaking. That was a fucking good story. I'm so glad I reread that. Oh, I'm gonna have nightmares. It was a 43-minute long video. It should only take me. It's gonna be long. It was awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reading it. I know my acting was the fuck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And back for more videos. Subscribe, like, and comment. I did this video because of a comment. Someone reminded me, and so I did it. So if you guys leave me a comment on the story to read, or anything really, I'll read it. I'll make sure it comes out. Don't care how long it takes. I will get it through. I already have plans for the future videos. I am working on a story of myself. It has to do with it has to do with it's like Chaos from Sonic the Hedgehog director's cut, in which he merges with the Chaos Emeralds to form into an ultimate being. And as this guy, the main character, has he becomes friends with the ponies, the main six, and he then turns evil, and he has to, and the only way to achieve ultimate power or in ultimate form is to get the six elements of harmony. But being the ponies that they are, they try to stop him, in which that he has to kill one by one to get the element, and magic being the last one. He and that's basically how it ends, but it's also the beginning, because after that I start off with how everything happened and whatnot, and I hope it comes out well. Hope you guys like it. I will be the first one to read it, and I want to show you guys something that I made yesterday. It's a sketch that I did on what should be in what should be my new cover, and it's my name, as you could see. There you go. This is nightderlock, and it's gonna be the new thing of it. And yeah, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. Gonna continue making more videos. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed it. To 50 videos. Me to you. Signing off one last time.